That was tough. That was really tough. We did a good job of managing the 2-for-1 as well. So they came down. I just scored the layup, and then obviously we were able to get a stop and kind of manage the 2-for-1 that way. It was good clock recognition from him. All night they were kind of getting a lot of like second chance points, so we did a good job of rebounding and then just let Two do his own thing. Kind of had like a transition attempt, which is way easier to score than it would be for them to have like a set defense, and he's able to get to a spot and hit a tough one.
What does this game say for you guys? Just kind of on a big picture level, just coming into Denver and beating the champs like that.
We can play with anybody. Obviously respect to them in regards to that. They did a lot to win the game as well. But just we can compete with anybody. I think that kind of solidifies thoughts that we had. I don't think we've ever not thought that way, but this just gives us more and more confidence going into the rest of the season.
You mentioned your bucket. You have to have that one. What was your mindset with 43 seconds to go and you had that isolation?
Make the shot because Coach drew it up for me to go to the rim. So, but just kind of reading what the defense gave. Shai had to slide out, so if Two committed, obviously him playing in space is really hard to stop. And then they kind of messed up the switch a little bit on me, so I was able to get downhill. And then I believe Chet was in the left corner, so Jokic can't really load in as much. So obviously having shooting gravity on the floor opens up me to be able to try and drive lane.
These games can be marathons, especially just with you guys doubled from the baseline, you doubled from up top, you had J. Will and Chet out there. There's so many different things. How do you feel like you guys are able to manage all of that different stuff in a game like this?
We just try and muck the game up. Everybody's ready to play from 1 to 15. Yeah, it's very hot back there. Yes. But yeah, we just have everybody that's ready to go. Jay will play big minutes for us. We have a lot of versatility, 1 through 5. Like we put in Chet at the 3 sometimes. So just kind of speaks to our team. Everybody's ready to play and kind of contribute. Wiggs came in and gave big minutes again, like he usually does. So yeah, we just kind of understand what it takes to win to a certain degree, and obviously we're still learning a lot of that as well, but I think everybody's just kind of ready to go, and the biggest thing I've been saying all year is just being ready to cover for each other. Not every game's going to be perfect, so kind of understanding that, just being ready to kind of fly around and make it tough.
Jalen, Chet finishes with a career high 9 blocks. The impact he had, 'cause for a while there it felt like his deterrence was, what kept the Nuggets at bay. Just what do you see from him, and I guess what does this game mean for him personally?
I didn't know he had 9 blocks. I think I just get used to him blocking shots, so I kind of numb to that. But that's dope. It's kind of what we were missing a lot last year. Just rim protection, not even blocking shots, just deterring people from going to the rim. Me, Lou, the rest of the wings out there, Queso, we're pushing the ball. So sometimes we're going to get beat. Having him in there as a deterrent is really good. He has a lot of switchability on defense as well, and then obviously his offense speaks for himself. He stretches the floor out, so he's a unique talent. He's figuring out what he has to do on a nightly basis. This is his rookie year, so he's still trying to figure out shots and stuff. But defensively, he's kind of bought in, and he's really smart as well. Like he knows where he wants to be at, and we kind of trust him to do that on a nightly basis.
The coach said you guys had some great mental fortitude tonight, just to keep the game close, even when the Nuggets just kept throwing punches throughout the night. What goes into that mental fortitude for you guys throughout a game like this?
Just playing hard. We try and get lost in competing. So I thought we did a good job of that. Basketball is a game of runs. We understand that. They're going to make a run. We're going to make a run. It's just more about who can make them towards the end of the game, and that's what makes these games fun. We're going back and forth towards the end, and like I said, credit to them. They didn't make it easy. They hit a lot of big shots as well. But just understanding, good teams are going to make shots. You're not going to hold anybody to shutouts. And I think, I don't think anybody's going to shut us out either. So that's kind of how we play.
Jada, you screamed really big after the great dunk. Was it dunk?
Which dunk?
Was it dub?
Oh, nah. Yeah, he's probably out there a lot.
Everybody thinks that when you scream, Dub show up.
Nah, Dub shows up at the arena at 3:30. Yeah, so everything after that is, you guys got Jalen right now. Dub shows up really early to the game.
Jalen, you had a chance to go up to your brother's game last night. I mean, what did that mean to you, just taking some of the guys up there? I'm sure you don't get to see Cody all that often while you guys are in your respective seasons.
Yeah, it's dope, man. I don't remember the last time I saw him even play, to be honest. I didn't really get to see him a lot senior year because I was, my first year in the NBA. So it's special to be able to see him, whenever. It's cool to, like, go through his dorm and, kind of reminisce on me being in school. Crazy how fast the time goes. But it was really special that, some of the teammates, I didn't even ask them to come up there. So that was dope. It means a lot. Just kind of supporting, my family, and then obviously Cody enjoyed it and the rest of their team. So that was a really cool experience, even though he didn't get to play.
How fun has it just been seeing him now at CU, just you guys both on your respective journeys and your respective careers as your relationship has evolved throughout the years?
It's crazy. It makes you feel old. But yeah, it's dope. He's going through his own, way of life, and he's trying to figure it out as well. So it's cool to kind of just monitor him. I don't even like giving him a ton of advice, to just kind of let him figure it out. And he does a good job of it. So it's cool watching him grow up.
Shai, just walk me through that last shot and your intentions there just during that possession.
So we got to stop, try to secure the rebound, and I looked at coach like as soon as I caught the ball just to see like if he wanted to call a timeout, and he said like just play, and then I tried not to race the ball up too fast, try to take a little bit of time out the clock and shoot at the last second. And then as far as the move, I just tried to get to something that I shot many times, something I was comfortable shooting, and trust my work.
And it felt like Denver was super physical with you all game. And they tried to keep you off those spots for a while. Just what was it throughout the course of the game that allowed you to not only get there at the end, but get there probably throughout the fourth quarter?
Just taking what the defense gives me. If they're physical and guard me with multiple players, there's a read to make, somebody's open, there's a next play after my play, and just trusting my teammates. I think we did a good job of that throughout the night, just trusting each other. And then down the stretch, we were able to play in space because of it.
What adjustments did you have to make specifically against Peyton Watson and his length over the course of the game?
I wouldn't say there was really no adjustments. I did my homework before the game. I knew he's a good defender, athletic, lengthy, very active, good player. I knew the challenge, and I knew he was probably going to guard me. He was guarding me last time we played him, so I knew he was going to guard me again tonight. And I just wanted to be decisive, play fast. With guys like that, if you play slow, then their length gets involved in the game. So yeah, I just tried to play fast.
Shai, on that last shot, you accelerated, slowed it down, and then accelerated again to get yourself into that spot. Is that something that you work on when you work on like the setups to the shot? Is that something that goes into your prep and your work?
I play a lot of one-on-one, and I played a lot of one-on-one growing up. So I think that's kind of where that feel comes from. But yeah, at this point, it's just instinctual. I don't really work on it; it just happens.
Shai, as a playmaker, just what's it like having a coach that just lets you rock without calling a timeout like that, and knows that you're able to go and score in a flow of the offense like that?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. We've talked about late game situations like that all the time, and we're kind of on the same page. Like as soon as I caught it, I looked at him and I knew like if he didn't call a timeout, then I was gonna go. And we always like to play through the timeout if we can, just because the defense is not set, and I could probably get a better look. But yeah, we've talked the late game situations many times. We're on the same page with that stuff.
Shai, after 20-plus games, you guys have changed. I mean, different teams, maybe you guys improved a lot. But compared to the last matchup with Denver, what are the key areas that you guys improved most?
Yeah, game plan discipline for sure, physicality for sure, and I think we were just the aggressors, especially in the second half. We tried to make them play out of their comfort zone, and the first time we saw them early in the season, they got whatever they wanted, honestly.
Shai, for a while there, Chet at the rim kept them at bay. I don't think they finished too efficient from two-point range. Just what did you see from him and his impact on that and around the rim?
Yeah, he was big. He's the reason why we won the game, honestly. Those stops down the stretch, especially in the fourth quarter, they were huge. We were pressuring. We were in the passing lanes. We were being disruptive. And a couple times we got beat, and Chet was there to clean up for us. And because of it, we were able to get on the run and make things happen and kind of cut into the lead. So those blocks, those stops were huge, especially in the fourth.
Hey, number 2, smile a little bit, man. Just hit a gamer. We'll lock back in tomorrow.
Go ahead, y'all. For both of you guys, just your reaction to the final sequence. Dub's bucket, big stop out top, and then Shai's bucket. What was your reaction?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, I mean, it was some big one down the road, down to the wire. I mean, just the trust that we have in those guys to make plays, and you know, it was not easy, but at least they got it done. So it was huge, and it's just the trust in the team and the coaches to let them rock.
Everything he said and more. You know, we got faith in these dudes. We watch the work they put in and day in and day out. You know, what they do on the basketball court. So, you know, we got the confidence in them to go out and you know, make any play that they need to make, and that's what happened tonight. You know, 2 hit a big shot. Dub had big shots down the stretch, and you know, we came out with the win.
9 blocks for you tonight, Chet. Was there anything in the game that you were reading that was allowing you to get so many, or is just athleticism and being in the right spots?
A combination of everything, and also especially early on, just not really finding a groove on offense. Just trying to find a way to impact the game and make winning plays. And at times I was blocking shots. At other times it was, you know, guarding my man, playing one-on-one defense. And sometimes those things overlapped a little bit. But, you know, if I didn't let Jamal Murray dunk on me in the first quarter, I would have had another one.
10, yeah.
I would have got the 10, yeah.
Lou, Coach gave you guys a lot of credit for your mental fortitude tonight. Obviously, Denver just kept throwing punches throughout the night, but you guys kept the game close. Just what goes into that mental fortitude and mental toughness for you guys as a unit?
Just knowing that we got to fight through the whole game. I mean, you know, this team is good for a reason, and they've shown it. And we knew it was going to be a fight. So, really our main thing was to come out there and compete and play hard. We knew it was not going to be easy, and it came down to the last shot.
How important was it for you guys to throw different looks at Nikola? You know, sometimes you got straight on doubles, sometimes you got doubles from the weak side, sometimes you got doubles one pass away, sometimes you play straight up.
It's super important. You know, they've been playing together for a long time, so they've seen everything. So just throwing the same thing at them all night long, they're going to adjust, and you know, they know how to counter all these things. So we got to throw different looks at them and make them see the game on the fly. Make sure they don't know exactly what we're going to do, and you know, speed them up and you know, really try to you know, force split-second decisions and try to turn them over or take tough shots. And we had a few of those plays down the stretch, but they also had a lot of great plays. You know, they still executed really well and hit big shots down the stretch as well. But that's what good teams do. So, you know, credit to our defense. We got enough stops to win.
And Lou, obviously, Denver moved the ball a ton. They move around a lot around Jokic. Just, I know you guys, I mean, with as much movement as they have, you're going to get beat sometimes. Just from your point of view, what do you see from Chet at the rim and the way he kind of kept in that bag?
It was huge. I mean, especially for me as a defender. You know, it's sometimes I'm gonna get beaten, especially the way they play, how they move around. You know, it's great that we have a big like that we can trust around the rim to go and have our back and block shots. I mean, it's nine blocks is crazy, and he really could have had more. So, you know, it's just the trust that we have in him, and you know, he's not scared to go up there. Anybody that go up there, he gonna go and contest it every time.
And Doug mentioned that, you know, a presence like that is kind of what you guys were missing last year. Just how much does it feel like Chet has kind of completed this whole thing?
A lot. I mean, we weren't just missing that.
I mean, we're not completed either.
Yeah, that's not
like,
good, but
like, I have a lot to learn. Lou has a lot to learn. Everybody and us together as a collective, we got a lot to learn. We still have a long ways to go, so we're not completed, or I don't remember what words you used. We've got a long way to go, but you know, don't focus on me. We've got other huge players who made huge plays tonight, and without them, we don't win that game either. So it's about all five of us. It has nothing to do with a missing piece or anything like that. You know, we have big time players who make big time plays.
So the final shot by Shai, right as he gets across half court, he speeds it up and he slows down, and then he accelerates again and goes and get it. As a guy who has to defend those types of situations, just I'm just curious about the way that you saw him attack that and kind of the setup to the shot.
I didn't even see it.
I wouldn't know what to do. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's tough. I don't know how you defend that, and especially you got to be aware of the clock. I mean, it's big by him to not really go right away, and to be aware of the clock and knowing that.
Oh,
he's going in the last seconds. Yeah, I think so. But
I don't know, but we were down though.
we were down 9
So
seconds,
it's like
and then he was looking at the clock.
he knew
like
he was gonna make it. So
Yeah, he knew it. He knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew it. But yeah,
Chet,
it
the
was-
first meeting with the Denver Nuggets didn't go so well back in Paycom. How gratifying is it to leave here with the win tonight?
You know, you never take any wins for granted, especially in a league as talented as this. And you know, Denver's a testament to that. They have great players over there. So, you know, any win, no matter how it goes, is big time. But we have to understand the bigger picture here. You know, we still got to play them twice. We still have almost 60 games left. So we have to take the lessons from tonight, just like we did when they beat us last time, and try to pay them forward into our next games. Not only when we play them, but when we play other teams as well. We just, especially this early in the season, we got to just continue to get better. Win, loss, draw, whatever it may be.
Before you get you guys, as Shai is walking off the floor when you're hearing the sounds, you guys are jumping around and he's kind of just like calm, collected. Just what does that maybe say about him, or are you guys surprised by that kind of reaction?
I think. I mean, I've seen Shai do that a lot.
Somebody told him to dance and he did.
Yeah. Some guys told him to dance, but like, I mean, the game weren't finished. We still had time on the clock, and they had the ball, and they still had a chance to make something happen. So you know, it's just him keeping his poise and knowing that the game is not done yet. But he was smiling a little bit in the locker room. He was happy.
Yeah, once it was over, he was smiling a little bit. He should still smile some more. But yeah, he has a great understanding of knowing the game's not over.
Do you have any questions for Coach, everybody?
Just curious, what were the conversations like in that final timeout about the final possession? Just what were your intentions on that last play?
The Shai one?
Mm-hmm.
The final timeout was just our final timeout or their final timeout?
With 43 seconds left.
Yeah. We were down by 1, or 3, get the 2 for 1, take a good shot, 2 or 3, and play for a stop, make or miss. And then, I tell the guys all the time, end of a game like that, let me interrupt it with a timeout. You guys just play. So that if I want the timeout, it's my burden to call it, but they just play through it. And, Shai had the ball. It was kind of a broken floor, and I thought it was a good time to just let him go. And he got to a spot, made a big shot.
He accelerated and then slowed it down and then accelerated again. Just want to know from your perspective about like the work that he puts into all of this to set up those types of shots.
I mean, the work it speaks for itself. Not just on that shot, but in the type of player that he's built himself into. But he's been in those situations a lot now. And so he knew the pace he was going at. He had a really, really good pace there, and he wasn't sped up. He got to his spot, got a great shot off, obviously, and drilled it.
Even in December, is a win like this for you on a macro level and a big picture level big for you guys?
I think it's good for our confidence. I think it reinforces a lot of the things that we've been working on. When you work hard at it, and then those very things that you're working hard at are paying the dividends, on a road venue like this against a team like Denver. I think it just instills confidence in the things we're doing. But, we're a team that's improved regardless of the outcomes of the games. I thought we really executed well against Sacramento the other night down the stretch. I thought we put ourselves in every position to try to win that game. Did everything we could. Had improved from earlier in the season, from wins earlier in the season, quite frankly. And then, tonight executed again down the stretch. And so the steady improvement's really where it's at. But I do think when you win a game like this, it reinforces the steady improvement because obviously the guys are excited about that one.
March, with the game Shai has by the end of the game, I'm curious because it felt like through 3 quarters, especially the first half, they were physical with him, wasn't super efficient. Just what did you see change through the course of the game that allowed him to, by the end of the game, have what he had?
I don't think you can ask him. I don't think there was any change in him. I just think he kind of has a lot of, he's confident. When he gets off to a poor start, he's confident in his stuff. He understands the length of the game at this point, so he understands that we're not out of it. And he just kept himself in it mentally. He made big plays down the stretch. He had a big finish. He had a big jump shot along the baseline over Brown. Got to the line in a critical spot there when we were cutting into the lead. Big steal, on defense. He kept himself in it long enough to really deliver down the stretch, and all of our guys did. Our guys made big-time winning plays tonight.
What did you think of your all's ability just to keep this game close when Denver just seemed to keep throwing punches throughout the entire night?
Yeah, I thought we had great, fortitude tonight. We hung in there, and like I said, made big plays. It's one thing to make like energy plays when the wind's at your back and you kind of are getting energized by the circumstances, but I thought we made some massive plays tonight when the wind was in our face. I thought the play of the game might have been Isaiah Joe. I forget how they got the ball, but they threw it ahead. He sprinted back. We were down by 8. It felt like the game was slipping away, and he stripped the ball and got the ball back for us. That was a huge, huge play, and I think it just shows mental toughness, competitiveness. I think Chet had some big ones. Some of the blocks, especially in the third quarter, they stacked great plays. Even when it seemed like Denver had a grip on the game.
What impact did Chet have on this game overall, offense, defense?
Huge. He was great. Obviously, made some big shots in some big moments. The dunk he had, that cut it to one. I think that Dub delivered to him was a huge play. He was all over the rim tonight. He was all over the defensive glass. I think playing Jay Will with him against that particular matchup really helped us there, and it freed him up for some shot blocking and some defensive rebounding. But he's a winner. I mean, he just finds himself in the fray, in all these close games. Go ahead.
Second unit, first half, they kind of created some separation. Denver did with their second unit against yours.
Yep.
You kind of flipped that in the third quarter, and at the beginning of the fourth quarter. How important was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, we want to be a 48-minute team, and there's going to be ups and downs in the game. It's just going to be a 48-minute game, and we talk all the time about stacking possessions, and I thought tonight was a great example of just stacking them up. A lot of ups and downs in the game, some tough breaks. They made some big plays. They made some plays that you just have to tip your hat to them. Some of the Brown threes that he made, and the Jokic to Gordon lob. I mean, I thought we covered that really well. It's just a hell of a play. But we just kept stacking, stayed in it, long enough to give ourselves a chance, and then obviously we were able to deliver down the stretch.
What did you think of the way that your guys just handled some of the chess match of it all? Doubling from different angles on Jokic, and then them playing him up top, and then incorporating the Chet, Jay Will lineups, just like all of the changes that were going on throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, there's a lot there, and the guys did a really good job of calibrating and figuring out what lineups were on the floor, what coverages we were in. I thought we did a good job of mixing looks, like you said, on Jokic. That's the guys. It's those guys understanding when we want to go and where we want to go from. The big lineup was good for us tonight. I give Jay Will a lot of credit because there's been a lot of nights where we've played him kind of spot minutes. It was a Golden State game. He played like 6 minutes or something like that. We just kind of throw him out there for a little period of the game. And that's coming off of him starting last year at the end of the year, and he hasn't said a word about it. He's just into the team, keeps himself ready, and competes in whatever minutes he plays. And tonight he was massive for us. We don't win that game without him.